And here we go again, friends. Let's do a reaction video to asmongold's video about the current happenings in Iran. So let's see what's going on.
So Iran protests escalate as Rial hits a new record low. I think that's their currency. Look at all this. Iran's out of water. Sounds like a problem. Holy shit. This guy.
Reza Pahlavi, I think this is the descendant of the previous Shah of Iran. I need to double check that.
Is the most popular candidate to take over Iran.
Most popular, huh?
But he does not have a majority of the Iranian support. He has like 30-40%. Look at all that. Company's economic situation only get worse. Yeah, true. Their biggest city's out of water. What the fuck?
Interesting.
That's insane. Fuck the Islamic Republic of Iran, but do we really need another king? Sure, if the guy does a good job. Gives a shit.
Just let me say at the beginning, it's possible that these protests are not, sponsored by this guy. Maybe, the general mood in Iran is bad because of the economic situation, so it is possible that this guy is trying to hijack. Let's see.
Call it whatever you want. I just don't want to build nukes. Jesus.
What?
I just don't want to build nukes.
Asmongold doesn't want them to build nukes. But the United States has nukes. Israel has nukes. But many other countries have nukes. Why not Iran? In the same token, the United States shouldn't have nukes as well. I don't think it's really fair to expect that Iran doesn't get nukes, in my opinion.
Jesus. Their country's literally dying. He said dry. He said drying.
Drying.
Well, good for him, man. So we got even more of this here. Compatriots taking the streets in your own hands. Iranian people rise up. And this is obviously Israel wants them to rise up too. I think it would be beneficial for Israel very clearly. I mean, obviously it would be. What is this here? Chanting long live the Shah on Iranian streets never happened for decades. People were scared. Now they're not.
Well, if it would be beneficial for Israel, maybe someone else is behind this protest, but it's too early to come to these conclusions. Let's see.
Wow. Holy shit.
They're angry.
Jesus. So it looks like night falls on Iran. People are in the streets. Nobody's scared anymore. Well, this is generally how like authoritarian military regimes fall. Now, I thought this was going to happen maybe 6 months ago. I think very clearly like they are circling the drain. Like it's not a matter of if, but when. Is this when? I don't know if this is going to be when or not. But it sure looks pretty bad for him.
The same could be said for any regime. It's just a matter of time. Not just the Iranian regime. Look at the West, man. Just take a look at the West.
How much dissent do you think is being propped up by foreign intelligence? I've never met somebody in Iran who supported the government. I'll just say that.
Did you ever went to Iran, asmongold? I'm not so sure that you ever went there. Sure, many Iranians that are from Iran and that are living in other countries, like for example in the United States, they most probably don't support, but you didn't meet any Iranians in Iran. And I'm not saying everybody is supporting the government. They're surely not, or they wouldn't be protesting, you know. Let's see.
I've never met a single chatter, a viewer, anybody whenever I was covering the Iran war. Every single one of them hated the government. I think that's something that's worth considering. iDubbbz? I said from Iran, not from Connecticut. I'm sure there's plenty of white people from Connecticut that think the Ayatollah is amazing. But I'm talking about real, actual Iranians. Entire Iranians have shut down the market's bizarre non-productive regime, calling him a shah to return. Yeah, I wonder why. Holy shit. You have to also keep in mind that, like, doing this in Iran is like, this isn't like the No Kings protest here in the United States. Every single person that's on that street is putting their life on the line. They're doing that because they have an oppressive, fundamentalist, religious, psycho, military dictatorship, basically, or regime. I think that's better to say. Like these.
Yeah, regime, sure, but not psycho. He's making he's making a little bit fun of Iranian government. They have their issues, undoubtedly.
People are genuine patriots for their country. They deserve as much respect and support as you can possibly give them.
I agree.
You have so many fans in Iran, and Iranians think your base is fuck? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, everybody can see the videos. We can see the way it used to be over there. And, I mean, the truth is that, like, Iran is like a massive destabilizing force in the Middle East. It seems like the majority of these other terrorist organizations, whether it's Hezbollah or Hamas, are being funded indirectly by Iran. So if
okay, this statement is now not correct. Iran is Shia, as you may know, and yes, there are Shia terrorist organizations, but the majority of terrorist organizations are Sunni, are financed by governments that are Sunni, not Shia. So this statement makes no sense. I would actually argue that Iran is a stabilizing factor in that part of the world, not the other way around.
If you can control and stop Iran and make sure that Iran isn't supporting those people, you can also indirectly stop the terrorist organizations.
Again, false. Hamas was financed directly by Israel. The organization of Hamas was established by Israel, not by Iran. Okay. For example, he mentions Hamas. That's what I'm talking about.
And then also from the other direction, from stopping the pipeline, Iran is sometimes being funded and helped by Russia or by China. So you remove Russian and China influence if you can make sure that Iran is...
Again, wrong. Russia and China are not funding Iran. They are trading with Iran. These are different, totally different things. So they're not funding.
An ally to America. I want to trade with Iran. I think this is a good thing. I think we should try to make sure as soon as this is over, we should be helping Iran. I'm fine even sending them money after this.
No. Yes, the United States should, of course, trade with Iran. It was the West who installed the previous Shah, and against who the Iranians stood up, rebelled against, and installed these fanatical regime. So I would argue that it would be much better for the United States to stay out of not only regime change in Iran, but any regime change.
Because I want to make sure that this country isn't destabilized. I want to make sure that, like, basically, because you got to keep in mind, like, so inside of Islam, I mean, Islam is the same as Christianity, which is the same as everything else.
Yes.
There are groups of people that disagree with each other, right?
Yes.
Iran has a different Muslim sect than, let's say, Saudi Arabia does.
Yes.
Saudi Arabia is Sunni Muslims, and Iran is Shia Muslims. The majority of Muslims, my understanding, are Sunni, and Shia is like a minority group. And so basically,
Not really minority. It's just another major strand of Islam. So Sunni and Shia, two major. It's like Catholic, you know, Christianity and Orthodox Christianity, two major strands, not minority.
I mean, if you can get these people to just kind of at least not bomb each other and not destabilize the region, this will save us. I'm not even kidding you. This will save American taxpayers and everything, because you also have to look at the geography too.
Yeah. And the easiest way to do just that, what Asmongold just said, is to not get involved. Don't get involved there, man. Stay the fuck out of there. It's the easiest way.
You look at, let me see here, world map. And where is it? Block. Where is it here?
I'll
if I
skip a
show
little
you
bit.
right here, you can see that Iran actually there is a ton of water here. Right? And like, so there's the UAE right there, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. So if you're able to make this region right here, look how big this region is. If you were able to make this region not a PvP server, think about how much less money we have to spend worrying about people getting blown up. This is a massive benefit for America.
Just stay out of there, man. They will handle it, you know, by themselves. Just stay out.
If we can make sure that this place isn't a shithole. Like, we will be saving hundreds, probably collectively,
Shithole
over like
because
the next
of the
decades
West.
of this happening. Hundreds of billions of dollars, at least tens of billions of dollars doing this. And there's also, you have to keep in mind, it's not just us saving the money, it's Saudi Arabia saving the money. China generally trades with them, so it's probably not that big of a deal for them. But there are all of these other countries that are also trading back and forth here. Will those costs get ultimately put on the consumer? Or stay the fuck out of the Middle East?
Exactly.
I feel like it's easy to say that, but when, and this is the problem, like, I would agree with you about staying the fuck out of the Middle East,
Yeah.
but I don't think that that's feasible to completely do.
Oh, it
And
is.
also, I don't even agree, like, so this is another big thing, is that unless Iran poses a direct military threat to America, I don't think that we should do anything militarily to stop them. Like, we shouldn't go and, like, blow up the Ayatollah. We shouldn't go and destroy.
Yes.
Like, this has to be something that their people do. I
Yes.
don't agree that we should go and solve this problem for them. They need to solve this problem for themselves.
And now he's talking rationally. Okay, okay. This makes sense now.
Because if we solve it for them, we're going to have the same problem that we had in 1979. The guy that we
Yes.
put in 1953 got kicked out then. They have to make the decision for themselves. They
Right.
have to figure out their own self-governance, right?
Right. And not only that, it would have been much, much better for the West than for the United States if they stayed out of many other, if they didn't meddle with other people's business. Usually it turns out very bad for the people who are getting meddled with, and also for the United States, because they have more costs, you know, more expenditures, military, economic, etc. For example, Libya, one of the more recent ones. Yugoslavia, Vietnam, Syria, Iraq. Oh God, Libya was totally destroyed. Iraq destroyed. Syria, as Asmongold has said about Iran, turning slowly into a shithole. I mean, just stay out, man. And also Taiwan. No, why are you meddling in Taiwan? Taiwan is part of China. I mean, the United States is just creating more and more problems at this point. Just stay out.
I mean, that's what America is all about. Absolutely. So it's that's my opinion on it. That's what I think they should do. So does the South, including Texas, still have plentiful oil reserves available? We have a lot of oil reserves, but as far as I know, there's other things that we get from Iran. I don't know every trade export from Iran. I'm sorry. But my point is very clearly, can you see how strategically advantageous Iran is? Iran should be probably like a top 20 GDP country in the world.
Yes.
with how close they are to these
without meddling the West, you know, in the business of Iran. Maybe it could have been, you know.
other places, they should be a top 20 GDP country in the world.
Yes.
They are incredibly well educated. They used to be incredibly well educated.
True.
You know, this is a very big country. It's a nice place. Like,
True.
There's no reason it should be a shithole. It's the same as Venezuela. Venezuela used to be the 4th richest country in the world. Now it's a shithole.
Thanks to the West.
Guy got kicked out in 1953. Line's over. His Pahlavi family lives off in the largest of Israelis support him. Money. Raza Pahlavi is such an incompetent, corrupt moron. Even the most hardline Shah loyalists do not support him. I don't know about that. I mean, I hear, like, I've seen the polls, and the polls don't show what you're saying. But, I mean, again, like, if you have unique insight because you know people there or you live there, then, I mean, obviously, you know, I don't have that. But
also, always check who ran the polls, who is making and who is publishing the polls. That's very important, of course.
What I do have is what I've seen. Shah's corrupt. Well, it's not about, the thing is, the Shah is not the point. The point is that people deserve the ability to govern themselves and to be able to determine their own fate, rather than have it be determined by a fundamentalist, militaristic, psychotic, religious organization.
Or by the West, okay?
That's the main thing that has to happen.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about who's doing it. It's their decision on who's doing it, not ours.
That's true.
But it's pretty clear that they're not picking these guys. Look at this here.
Just let them decide for themselves, man. Let them do it.
I would say what this reminds me of, but apparently nothing happened in 1989. Nothing happened. It's crazy. Nothing at all. Yeah, I forgot. So Tehran's state in a state of emergency. Yeah, here we go. I'm joined away from. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Skip again a little bit.
Yeah, everybody should do that. The big surprise to me about this, and one of the reasons, this might sound bad, one of the reasons that I'm concerned that this won't lead to anything is because Iran hasn't turned off the internet. That's a big reason. Because, like, they did that before whenever they were in the war. And so, like, if it was really that bad and they were really worried about losing power, they will. Yeah, I think if they turn off the internet, then I feel like, okay, now shit got real. They will within 24 hours. Do you see what my point is, though?
Yeah, in a way it makes sense, but also maybe they won't be able to resist if the protests get too big. Everything can happen at this point, you know.
We hear more and more people, young people who are fleeing the country.
Evolution.
Yeah.
It's unclear.
I mean, it has to. The thing is, it has to be them that doesn't. Like, Israel can't make this happen. America can't make this happen. If we do, it's going to fall apart. It might not fall apart now. It'll fall apart in 5 years.
What will happen
As it
first?
always does.
The confrontation or the collapse of the regime?
So, yeah. And I-24 is an Israeli news channel. Yeah, let me see if it is or not. I-24 news. What isn't? What? Oh, what country is I-24 news from? No way! No way! It's from Israel! What a surprise! I would have never guessed that all the people that are talking about everything in the context of Israel are Israel. So again, very important to keep that in mind. Now, I agree that probably, like, it's not like everything they were saying is lying, but it is better to see this right here. The revolution will not be televised. It'll be posted.
It's always important to see happenings from all the sides. Not only 2, 3, you know, from all possible sides. Because what happens most of the time is that the truth is multifaceted. It's not only, you know, one-dimensional. The truth always or most of the time happens to be multidimensional. Okay.
On X. That does seem to be the case. And wow. I'm just looking at a few more of these comments here.
Uprising in Iran has now escalated in Tehran,
This is from
the
today.
capital, and of course in a number of other cities as well. We're going to give you guys the live coverage. The lion has risen. The Persian lion has risen. They are back on the streets. The Iranian regime have now brought in the Arab forces from Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and other countries to do a crackdown on their own people, mostly because of the
Oh, that'll go very well.
recent defections from the regime
Yep.
to the revolution. Now, let me give you guys all the videos that we are receiving live as we speak. We got our sources in Iran.
This guy is cheering on, and he has these two flags in the background. I mean, can't you make it more obvious? Let's skip a little bit.
Let me just move forward and see if there's any. God damn. What the fuck? Yeah. No, I haven't seen that at all. So it's. This is the final battle. Wow. Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I guess we'll probably know more about what's going to happen in like the next couple of days or so.
Yeah, the next
But,
couple of days, we'll
you know,
see.
this is kind of what I've said before, is that with a lot of these instances, I think that basically like nothing happens until everything happens.
Yeah.
And I think that really it's going to look like nothing's happening until eventually like
Yeah, we'll
everything
see.
just falls apart.
Okay, I think this is enough. So that's it for now. We'll continue to watch, the happenings in Iran and see where all this is going. Okay, see you in the next one.